So, you're looking to get back into a relationship. It's been a minute since you've been in your last one. You thought you'd take some time to, heal and whatnot and get yourself back into a place where you feel like you're actually ready to hop back into a relationship. You figured it's time to play the game again. Roll the dice, if you will. But I got one question to ask you. Do you love yourself? Have you actually taken the time to properly heal and love yourself? Because if you're looking to get back into a relationship, spoiler alert, you can't really do that if you don't love yourself. Do you know how many times I've tried to dive back into something with somebody else after I've been so horribly heartbroken, and you know where all that went whenever I tried to be with somebody else or try to get into something new with someone different? It never went anywhere because I wasn't ready. Because I hadn't actually taken care of myself the way I should have. I didn't actually love myself. And that's the problem, folks. You can't love another person if you've got no love for yourself. How are you meant to give a piece of yourself and a piece of your heart to somebody if there's no piece of your heart to give to somebody? You know what I mean? If there's no love for who you are, you have absolutely zero right trying to love somebody else. Because, let's face it here, if you're looking to get back into a relationship, odds are you're only doing it to fill a void within yourself and to try to heal by having somebody by your side. That's the wrong approach, my friend. That's a great way and a great recipe to get yourself heartbroken again. And to get yourself in an even worse spot and spiral even further down. And continue to just go down this rabbit hole of becoming more heartbroken, more miserable, and continuing to look for somebody else to fill that void. You don't learn and you don't become a better person if you don't take the time for yourself, You got to actually love who you are, Love your life, man. Heal. Actually let yourself heal. I've seen so many people feel like the answer to their problems with relationships is after they've gotten out of something with somebody else, they try to go into something new with someone new. That's not going to make you feel better, If you're thinking that's the ultimate remedy to heal your brokenheartedness, well, try again, pal. Look no further, because you're not going to find your remedy. You're not going to heal. You're not going to become better. You're not going to feel better with being with somebody new. It just doesn't work that way, and it never will. There's no universe where that will ever work. And if it does work, then it's probably going to end toxically. Trust me, take it from somebody who has been in that scenario before, who hadn't fully healed from what he had just been in before, went in with someone new, and, got into it for a little while. Things went well until they didn't. That's always how it goes. Things will always go well until they don't. That's what happens when you don't love yourself. You're going to always look for the other person to, bring you your happiness. And that's so dangerous, bro. That's so toxic. I understand if you don't know better, but if you do know better, and you're just allowing yourself to go down this path, then my friend, that's just self-destruction at its finest. That's self-sabotage, more so if anything. And that's the remedy for heartbreak, not the remedy for healing. That's the wrong kind of medicine for love, man. And it's a pretty bad tasting medicine if you ask me. I beg you, man, I don't beg nobody for anything, because that's just desperate behavior. But I beg all of you who are believing that somebody else will make you feel better and less heartbroken to turn around and look within yourself, man. Like, stop looking for somebody else to heal. Look within yourself to heal. That's the best kind of healing, man. That's what true love looks like, bro. That's what true self-love looks like. And true self-love is the greatest feeling ever once you finally achieve it. For some, it'll take a really long time. And if that's what it takes for you to heal, then you need to take that time. Because if it means you go a year, 2 years, even longer than that, without being with anybody and not being in a relationship, then you gotta take that time, bro. You gotta actually allow yourself to heal and actually allow yourself to love who you are, man. The time doesn't matter. The time is irrelevant that it takes. What's important is that you love what's here. If you don't love what's here, you can't give this to anybody else. Your heart is still in a cage, still trapped in a jail cell. And it can't go anywhere, It's stuck behind these bars. These steel, hard, cold bars that can't go to anybody else for help, You physically will try to find somebody else, but your heart won't be able to. Your heart won't be able to connect with anybody else. You gotta love you, man. No matter how hard it is, no matter how long it takes. And trust me, you'll know when you love yourself. You will. You'll see a lot of things in your life start to change. And I'm not going to tell you what the best way to love yourself is, because there is no true best way. It's honestly whatever works for you. It's a big game of trial and error. You're going to have to do a lot of things to find what's actually going to make you happy. And if that means trying new hobbies, like grinding out a bunch of money to get a nice house or a new car, or, achieve some sort of goal, if that's what loving yourself means and healing means, then by all means, go chase that shit, bro. I'm rooting for you. I'm on your side, man. I want to see you do better, because you deserve better. You deserve the very best, if anything. I know it. Everybody in your circle knows it. Your whole family knows it, Everybody around you is rooting for you, man. Including me. Especially me, if anything. But most importantly, you gotta be rooting for yourself, You gotta advocate for yourself and be in your corner. If you want to be a better person and become less heartbroken and stop feeling miserable and sorry for yourself, you gotta do something about that, man. No one's coming to save you. The only person that can save you is you. No one's gonna come around to be your prince or princess charming or whatever, to make you feel better. That's all up to you, bro. That's all up to you. Nobody else. Not a soul. But you. So get out there. Get after it. If you're feeling bad and if you're in a dark spot right now, then change that, bro. Turn that around. Go chase whatever you're desiring. Go get after whatever you want, because whatever you want is yours, man. But you gotta go claim it. So if you want to know what the best way, unquote, to be less heartbroken is, you want to know the real secret to true self-love? Doing what you want. Achieving what you want to achieve, Becoming the best version of yourself. Becoming the version you want to be. Becoming the man or woman that you want to be. That's the best remedy. That's your medicine. But that's all I got for today. So as always, stay blessed.